When they first met, Dean Bragonier and Sally Taylor were attracted to each other's sensitivity and vulnerability, traits that evolved from growing up dyslexic.
I think that there's a lot to be said about, if it doesn't break you, if your dyslexia doesn't break you, or your disability or your different ability doesn't break you, then it gives you this incredible strength.
Strength that Sally expresses fearlessly in this Martha's Vineyard gallery.
I welcome you in with open arms and open mind to consensus.
Her inspiration for this exhibit comes from an ancient fable about the elephant and the blind men.
And the way that the fable goes is that these blind men come across this elephant in their path, and each of them touches a different part of the elephant. So the one that feels the trunk is sure that elephant is a branch. The one that touches the leg thinks it's a pillar. The one that feels the ear thinks it's a fan. And then each of them sort of battle for their version. When I heard this fable, I was like, oh my gosh, I am just like one of these blind men feeling just one single part of space and time.
So Sally created her own elephant of sorts, using nature images of Martha's Vineyard as the starting point.
And then I gave each of those photographs to a different musician, and I said, what does this mean to you? There's no right or wrong answer. There's no good or bad answer. I just want to understand your version of it.
After interpreting the picture, each musician created a song.
How long have we waited for your love?
Sally took those songs and gave them to painters.
So he listened to the music, I think only twice maybe, and fell in love with it. And he said to me, I know what I want to do. And the next day, he went to his studio. It was in him. He had to get it out onto the canvas.
Each painting she gave to a perfumer.
And it gave birth to this perfume here,
which was sent on to poets, and the poems to sculptors, whose creations dancers then interpreted until all of the senses were represented. The result was a unique exhibit called Consensus.
So each of these spaces represents a different chain reaction.
22 chain reactions in all, like a giant game of telephone expressed through 150 artists from around the world.
When I saw the photograph, I was immediately inspired. I was almost thinking from the tree's perspective. I really didn't completely get it until I saw the last piece in my chain. And when I saw that, it really, I got it.
How could you do better than to spread something that's wonderful, art, which is art?
There's this creative
A monumental undertaking she says she wouldn't have conceived if she wasn't dyslexic.
When I came over here, all of a sudden the color jumped out at me.
Oh, I love that.
And examining how differently each person sees things.
Just realizing and recognizing that it's really, just like in school, it's just taking the next step. Saying, I don't need to know how I'm going to get to X. I don't know how this is going to, get completely created by 150 artists from around the world. I don't know how this is going to be put onto a huge shipping container and transferred. I don't need to know any of that. All I need to know is today, who is going to translate this poem into a dance. That's all I need to know. And then I go.
It's been a satisfying and surprising journey.
Touching it feels like touching the desert.
Yeah.
Just that devoid of
moisture of life.
I love seeing the progression of it.
Watching, listening, and learning.
Each of our versions of reality matter equally, and that's really what the project is about seeing things from different perspectives and allowing us, each of us, the freedom to expose our unique versions of reality.
That is incredible and brilliant.
It's so deep.
It is
so brilliant.
And to describe and explain her feelings and her dyslexia in this way is just incredible to me. Never been done before, as far as they know, right?
As far as anyone knows, nothing like this has ever been attempted, and it took Sally 2.5 years to do it. It was a very emotional project for her. The art has just been auctioned off for this one. She's putting the proceeds toward her next Consensus project.
Incredible.
So you'll see it again.
Unlocking the potential of dyslexia when we come back.